Just last week in Mthatha, in the Eastern Cape, catastrophe struck. A powerful cold front had swept through the region, and along with it, heavy rains and gale force winds. The Mthatha River, we understand, overflowed. Homes were submerged, swept away, roads leaving communities in crisis. Now, we understand that as much as 129 millimeters of rain fell in just 24 hours. And of course, now we know the death toll from that disaster has climbed to 90, with some still to be recovered. In the wake of the disaster, there was much speculation about whether sluice gates at the Mthatha Dam had been opened. The Department of Water Sanitation says the dam does not have sluice gates, but it was only an automatic spillway that activates when water levels overflow. So what really happened? Wally Ramokgopa is the head of the specialist unit, Dam Safety. This is at the Department of Water and Sanitation, and joins us now on the line. Thank you so much for your time, and welcome to 702 Breakfast.
Good morning, Bongani, and to the listeners of 702.
Just because we don't understand all the technicalities of how these things work, there are no sluice gates, we are told, at Mthatha Dam, but an automatic spillway. What's the difference between the two? Perhaps let's start there.
Thank you, Bongani, for the question. Bongani, if you recall, earlier this year, at Val Dam and Bloemhof Dam, we've always said the gates have been open. So we've got sluice gates and real gates. Those are actually gates that are being operated by personnel who are opening them and closing them when the need arises. When the need arises is actually when we are monitoring the inflows into the dam, and then we can determine at what point we must open or operate the gates. In the case of Mthatha Dam, the spillway doesn't have gates at all. It actually means that when the dam reaches 100% capacity, the dam automatically overflows, joining the river. So there's no one who is actually operating the dam at all. So this is actually one of the most preferred systems that we are using in South Africa. Yeah. We have in the past also even removed gates on some of the dams.
Got you. So, I mean, we understand the dam was at around 99% capacity even before the storm. And so, of course, as the floods, as the rain fell last week, it obviously exceeded that. Does that mean then that as soon as levels of the dam exceed 100%, any settlement in the water pathway would be in danger?
Yes, Bongani, especially the houses that are actually below certain flood lines, because as a department, we advise that people who are living downstream of the dams actually should be away from what we refer to as the 1-in-100-year flood lines. So in most cases, municipalities should not be allowing anyone to develop or build houses on the 1-in-100, below the 1-in-100-year flood line, which is mostly downstream of the dams.
I mean, despite those risks, which are well known and publicized, we've seen informal settlements continue to grow on floodplains and riverbanks in Mthatha, but also formal structures are there. Do you as a department have any say in preventing that kind of obvious danger to which residents might expose themselves?
Not really, Bongani, because that is the responsibility of the municipalities. But in the Water Act, it states clearly the municipalities in South Africa, they mostly know our Act, the Water Services and the National Water Act. It states that no one should be developing below 1-in-100-year flood line. But Minister Majodina, in the past few months in the Val, she has actually come on record advising and strongly so that municipalities should not be allowing anyone to build below, because the municipalities are actually the ones on the ground who are actually seeing what's happening as far as development in their areas is concerned.
From an engineering perspective, did the dam's infrastructure perform adequately under these extreme conditions?
Yes, thanks for that question. Actually, the dam performed well. Why I'm saying this, the number of streams actually feeding into the Mthatha Dam, which is the Mthatha River and the Nkambele River. And we also have a dam downstream, immediately downstream of Mthatha Dam, which is the Tutsiga River. The Tutsiga River actually does not have any inflow into Mthatha Dam. And Tutsiga River is actually the one that actually caused a lot of devastation as far as the flood is concerned. So when I'm saying the dam performed well, I actually mean that most of the water that was coming down in Mthatha River was attenuated. Attenuation actually means it was held back by the dam and slowly being released through the spillway, which joins now Mthatha River, which flows down as Mthatha River.
Could these deaths have been prevented?
It's difficult to answer that question because Mthatha River itself doesn't have any dams upstream that can attenuate. But to answer your question shortly, it's because if people are building below the flood line that we've been advising people not to, then certainly lives could have been prevented if there were no people that are below the 100-year flood line.
I appreciate your time. Wally Ramokgopa is the head of the Specialist Unit Dam Safety at the Department of Water and Sanitation.
Current events, developing stories,
tough questions,
your voice making a difference.
This is Breakfast with Bongani Bingwa.